Greetings. Today I'm going to talk about my approach to healing, which is very concrete and grounded in physical actions. I'll also share an often overlooked healing strategy that's really helping me right now. But first, why am I qualified to be talking about this stuff in the first place? Well, I healed myself from severe, debilitating chronic eczema through only dietary and other lifestyle changes. For the past 15 years, I've tried countless healing methods, all while meticulously scrutinizing each and tracking how my body responded. I test each method numerous times in multiple contexts, and I isolate as many variables as I can. Over the years, I've developed an acute awareness of subtle physical sensations and an ability to find the links between my behaviors and my symptoms. I've helped several of my friends and family members heal their chronic illnesses as well. I've also been a scientist in the medical field for many years, so these combined experiences give me a broad understanding of illness. Of course, I'm still learning every day. In my experience, there are two main ways to heal: doing and undoing. Doing is basically adding healthy habits. Undoing is removing unhealthy habits. They are both crucial. But for me, it's much easier to add healthy habits than it is to remove unhealthy habits. For example, it's much easier to do a healthy habit like making sure I get at least 15 minutes of sunlight per day than it is to undo an unhealthy habit like checking my phone every 5 minutes. I think we tend to approach undoing in the wrong ways. For example, multiple practitioners from whom I've sought treatment have said to me, "Stop thinking so much." I'm going to choose to assume they meant well when they said that, but it did not feel respectful or helpful. It reminded me of that concept where if someone tells you, "Don't think of an elephant," the first thing you think of is an elephant. When those practitioners told me to stop thinking so much, it actually caused me to think more. Sure, maybe I would benefit from undoing my tendency to ruminate a bit, but it's obviously not as easy as just deciding to think less. Welcome to the Healthy Home Guide. This is a place where I share practical tips for creating a safe and healthy home. Please go ahead and like this video and subscribe because it does help me out a lot. So then how can I undo my excessive thinking? Well, undoing is tricky, right? So I have to go the back way. To undo, I must do. I have to do something that indirectly causes my mind to slow down. But I don't really like that goal. It's kind of dumb. Being a thinker isn't inherently bad. A better goal would be to reduce my overall stress levels. My first step in accomplishing that is to notice how stress manifests itself in me. It does so as rumination, eczema, constantly running around doing stuff, overeating, and other ways of numbing out, and muscle tension. To alleviate these symptoms, I'm already incorporating a lot of healthy habits. For this video, I'm going to focus on a symptom that I've been fascinated with more recently, and that I think gets either overlooked or dealt with in unnecessarily complex or expensive ways: muscle tension. I want to be very specific about the form of muscle tension I'm talking about. I keep many muscles in my body involuntarily contracted all day, basically. My ankles, my feet, my glutes, my hands, my abs, my lips actually, and my neck. I tend to keep all of these slightly flexed without even knowing it. Over the past year or so, I've become increasingly more aware of this. So why is this tension a problem? Well, when the body uses energy to keep your muscles contracted, it then has less energy for important processes like digesting food, synthesizing neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, repairing and regenerating tissue, etc. This is one factor that can lead to uncomfortable symptoms arising. The good thing about my contracted muscles is that through body scanning, they can be voluntarily and easily released, but the hard part is keeping them released. For many years, I've been in the subconscious habit of contracting them, so it's taking effort to undo that. So what I've been doing is just laying down and simply releasing my muscles for around 3 to 5 minutes twice per day, which is an attainable goal. I found that once per day wasn't enough to help me be conscious of my tension throughout the day. One thing I believe very strongly is that multiple short sessions per day are far more effective than one longer session. I'll do another video on why that is. Anyway, I like body scanning because it's so concrete, it's so physical. You're either doing it or you're not doing it. It's not heady or nebulous. Emotions and thought processes can't get in the way. When I body scan consistently, I can then feel it actually undoing my ingrained tendency to contract. I've been noticing that the more tension I release, the better my digestion functions and the less I ruminate. I'm accomplishing my goal of reducing stress. I'm undoing by doing. The part that I love is that I haven't needed to spend any money to have a practitioner guide me in releasing this tension. Don't get me wrong, practitioners can certainly be helpful in many ways, so definitely go to one if you want to. There are definitely scenarios where people need outside intervention. I'm not denying that. But at the end of the day, you are your most powerful healer, because the best way to resolve complex and systemic chronic issues is to manually and effortfully unfold beneficial processes within your own being on a consistent basis. There's my soundbite. In order to get strong, your arm must lift the weight, right? No one can lift it for you. Also, your healing must be symmetrical to your illness. By that, I mean that you must make your healthy habits chronic in order to overwrite the chronic unhealthy habits. I do hope this example of doing with the goal of undoing was useful to you. Comment below if you've had a similar experience of being poorly seen by a practitioner. And if you also notice that you contract your muscles all day involuntarily. And finally, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Have a good day.